Hello, everyone. Come on, come on. This is paper 1, practice 3. Happy Friday evening. How are you all? Oh, I'm so excited to do paper 1. And let me share my screen. Okay, wow. This is our Jubilee Day. Princey and Ankita, this is day 25. All right. So, we are a couple of minutes early today, but that's because of our enthusiasm. Let's start. The first question. The quality of teaching is reflected by which of the following? Is it by the attendance of the students in the class? Oh, Princey, in that case, I'm a very bad teacher because half of the class watches the recording, doesn't come live. By the quality of silence maintained in the class? Well, I don't think so. By the pass percentage of students? A lot of people do pass. Is that the answer? By the quality of questions asked by the students. Wow. Now, when you get a question like this, it doesn't really matter what you think. You know, as a teacher, I think it doesn't really matter what questions students ask. If they are interested, if they're able to pass, that's even more important. But I think D is the answer here. The quality of questions, think objectively. Don't think about your class and your experience. Think objectively. What will they think? What do you think, Ankita? Is this the answer, D?
Yes, I think by the quality of the questions asked with the students, we can assess the quality of teaching also.
All right. So if a student is not asking intelligent questions, that means you have to maybe explain more, isn't it? The students' questions play a very important role in meaningful learning and scientific inquiry. It is very important to have a feedback and a conversation between the students and the teacher. And the students' questions is a way of knowing how far they have understood and how far you should change your style of teaching, etc. So yes, by the quality of students asked by questions asked by the students is indeed the answer. Princey, can you read the next one?
In which of the following research books and records are the primary source of data? Historical research, laboratory research, clinical research, all of these.
So in which of these are research books and records the primary source? You have to focus on research books and records. Records, that is the key. Do you do study of records in laboratory? No. In a laboratory, you study the subject, not the records. Records, matlab books and documents, no. Clinical research, I think it's a clear answer. It is historical research. What do you think, Princey?
Yes, ma'am. It's historical research.
So what is historical research? It's the process of collecting data and interpreting it, isn't it? Of what? Data of what? Data of past events, historical past events, ideas also. And then you understand how it affects the present, isn't it? Historical research can be different kinds, I think. Not just one, different kinds can be there. It can be describing the past events, analyzing them, even comparing, it can be interpreting. So, Ankita, Princey, don't you remember in historical research, we use various methods like archival research, oral history, maybe field work, all these are used in data collection. Yes, so it is historical research, like Princey said. Very good. Ankita, can you read the next one?
Yes. Which among the following is a statistical analysis tool? ResearchGate, SSRN, SPSS, or all of these?
If you don't know the abbreviations, you will be in trouble. So all the abbreviations related to research and such areas, you better, higher education, etc., you better look up and revise and keep. Ankita, do you know SPSS is statistical package for the social sciences. Guys, you know that these days, English literature research is not only about literature, it is about social sciences, isn't it? We are all looking at space and sociology, then demography, then other aspects of society, archaeology, then anthropology. So many of the humanities have come into, social sciences have come into English departments now. So it is SPSS, Statistical Package for the Social Sciences. Please remember that. And it is used for complex data analysis, not for simple ones. Okay, it is indeed SPSS. Okay, Princey, your turn.
Okay, ma'am. In communication, a major barrier to reception of the messages is attitude of audience, knowledge of audience, education of audience, income of audience.
Yeah, in communication, does the attitude really matter? If somebody is speaking offensively, using racist or sexist expressions, or if somebody's conversation is opinionated, you don't like it, right? You can't communicate properly. So attitude is definitely there. If somebody doesn't know a lot, if somebody is not a scholar, that doesn't really matter. Education also doesn't really matter. Income certainly doesn't matter. So I think it's again a clear answer. I think it is attitude. Let us check the answer. Shall we, Princey?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, indeed. It is attitude of the audience. That is a very important factor. Now, Ankita, you can read, please.
Which among the following is the permanent memory of a computer which cannot be changed or accessed by the user? So which one is it? Cache memory, RAM, ROM, PROM.
Prom, prom, nahi, wo to nahi hai. Cache memory is a memory that is stored. You clear the cache, right? So it can be changed. Cache cannot be the answer. Remember, random access memory, read-only memory. Obviously, read-only memory is that cannot be changed. Read-only memory is the permanent memory of a computer, and it is a set of instructions that is made by the software engineer, and it is built into the computer. If you mess with your ROM, your computer will stop working, isn't it, guys? So you should not mess with ROM, even if you mess with PROM. Okay, remember that. So lovely. Okay, let me read this one. Which among the following is a plagiarism checking software? Olive, Flowblade, Turnitin, Cinelera. You know, even the name, turn in your dissertation. Let me check. I feel like the supervisor is saying, turn it in. I'm going for that one. Let us check what is the answer, YouTubers. Have you heard of Turnitin? Maybe that's one. Yay, it is the answer. Turnitin is an internet-based plagiarism detection software. It is run by a lot of iParadigms, universities, schools, writers, etc. And they check for originality. Obviously, that is what plagiarism software does. And there is also a database that they have. They check your content against the database that they have. And the poor submissions, plagiarized content, etc. can be easily detected. All right. Now, Princey, your turn.
Okay, ma'am. So, what is the purpose of CC in an email? To send blind carbon copies? To send copies of the email to multiple recipients? To send additional copies of a single email to one or more recipient privately? None of these.
Everybody must know that CC is not blind carbon copy. In an email, BCC is blind carbon copy. CC is simply carbon copy. Before the coming of internet, we actually used to place carbon paper under the paper that we are writing. Now, in internet terminology, email terminology, that is a copy of an email is also called carbon copy, isn't it? So the first one is clearly wrong. To send blind carbon copies cannot be. Maybe to send copies of the email to multiple recipients. Yeah, that is correct. Now, to send additional copies of a single email to to one or more recipient privately. No, privately is blind carbon copy. CC is always seen. Who are you copying the email to is seen. So I think, Princey, it should be B, right?
Yes, ma'am, it's B. To send copies of the email to multiple recipients.
Okay, very good. That was an easy one. Very good. Before the exam, when we revise all these questions, it really becomes clear. And in the exam, you can save time. If you don't practice, you know what happens in the exam? You'll have to read, take too much time. But if you get practice, that's why we have quiz programs, which hundreds of people have attended. We gave 10,000 questions, so many questions every day, and it was so awesome. And also on January 8th, the next course is beginning. I have told you yesterday also. I hope you remember. You can just contact us and join now, because you will save like 4,000 or 5,000, because it is a discount sale that is going on right now. 6-month online course. Our number is 93878 39871. If you check out the description of the video, it is there. Or you can just Google Kalyani Vallath number or something. Or Vallath. Yeah. Okay. Right. So this is a big question. I will read it out. Given below are the two statements. One is labeled assertion and the other reason. Assertion is the Environmental Protection Act of 1986 is an umbrella act. That means covering many things. I think yes. It provides the framework to the central government to make the coordination between different states as well as the central authorities using different acts. It provides a framework to the central government to make the coordination possible. What do you think, Ankita? What is the answer?
I think here both A and R are true, and here R explains the assertion correctly. Option A.
Yeah, that is why it's an umbrella act, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Because it's a framework, it is an umbrella act. Very good. Yes. So that is indeed the answer. Very good. Princey, your turn.
Okay, ma'am. So, which of the following is not covered in 8 missions under the Climate Action Plan of the Government of India? Number A, nuclear energy. Number B, waste to energy conversion. C, solar power. And D, afforestation.
Oh, there are 8 missions that have been set up in India as a result of the Climate Action Plan. Government of India has set up. It was in 2008 that this was done. And I have a list here. Shall I read out? National, you can just imagine in your mind. National Solar Mission, 1. National Mission for Enhanced Energy Efficiency. National Mission on Sustainable Habitat. National Water Mission. National Mission for Sustaining the Himalayan Ecosystem. Mission for Green India, Sustainable Agriculture, and Strategic Knowledge for Climate Change. So what is the answer, Princey? Which is not covered?
Nuclear energy, ma'am.
Nuclear energy is not there. Yes, I did not read out nuclear energy. Correct. Correct. Ankita, your turn.
The main target of the Kyoto Protocol was to put the concept of sustainable development at the forefront, to reduce the greenhouse gas emission, to stop the production and import of ozone-depleting substances, or all of this?
Put the concept of sustainable development in the forefront, to reduce greenhouse gas emission, to stop the production and import of ozone-depleting substances like our deodorant, etc. What do you think, Ankita, is the answer?
Its aim was to reduce the greenhouse gas emission.
Yes, Kyoto Protocol is about climate change and it's focused on greenhouse gas emission reduction. It is not talking about everything that you know in an environment studies or environment. Yeah, so the Kyoto Protocol, it is helping the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. Such a body is there. And what are they doing? They are committing industrialized countries and economies to a transition to limit the GHG gases, greenhouse gas emission. GHG emission, they are reducing with the help of all the countries. United Nations, is involved in Kyoto Protocol. It is the agency that is bringing it into practice, putting it into practice. Very good. Yeah. So it is indeed to reduce greenhouse gas emission. Now, which of the following IIMs was the first to be established in India? I remember IIM was an initiative of Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India. I think it was in the 1960s that the decision to start IIM was made. Do you know, Princey, which of these was first established?
Ma'am, it's IIM Calcutta.
Very good. You know what, guys? I nearly became a student there. I enrolled in a course, even paid fees, but my classes and those classes could not go together. So, like many people who are dropping out from our course also, I dropped out from their course. Why people are dropping out from our course is because they want another course, not that course. That is why they're dropping out. Don't have any misunderstanding. Because we have a variety of courses. Right now, there is a 6-month course starting online, which is very comprehensive and also very hectic because I'm teaching you a lot of unimaginable lot of things. There is also a 1-year course happening. It is like 2 6-month courses. I will give an overview and then I will teach more. I will give you opportunities to develop your career skills also. None of these courses are very easy, okay? And there are quiz programs. There is a self-paced course. So there is a lot of variety to choose from. So I did not become a student in IIM Calcutta. IIM Calcutta was established on 13th November 1961. And there was a bill that was approved in 2017 that became IIM Act or Indian Institutes of Management Act. That was in 2017. All right. So, Princey, can you read this one?
Yes, ma'am. So, you have to arrange the following committees and commissions chronologically. We always see paper 2 chronological questions. Now it's time for paper 1 also. So, first is Kothari Commission, second Radhakrishnan Commission, third Emotional Integration Committee, fourth Mudaliar Commission, and fifth University Grant Commission. And you have to arrange it chronologically.
I don't want you to rack your brains. I will just give you the answer and then we'll discuss. What do you say? Otherwise, it will be too much. But you can still take 1 minute to look at it. Some of these commissions are very familiar, I'm sure. Mudaliar Commission was in 1950s. Kothari Commission was in 1966. And so in such questions, if you know 1 or 2, actually, you will get the answer. But here we don't have options. So I'll just show you the options. Now, let me explain each of these. Kothari Commission is 1964-66. Okay, 1964-66. Radhakrishnan Commission was the first commission in independent India, 1948-49. It is also called University Education Commission. Now, Emotional Integration Commission is not about education. Emotional Integration Committee was organized in 1961 for national integration. And people had to belong to India, their emotional integration to the country. That was under Dr. Sampurnanand, 1961. Mudaliar Commission is a very important education commission, 1952-53. University Grants Commission, that is our UGC. UGC came into existence. Do you know when? They will ask such things. They will ask their own birthday. UGC and NTA will put question paper and say, okay, guys, when is my birthday? So you should know UGC's birthday. It is coming up very soon. 28th December, 1953. Okay, we'll celebrate in YouTube. Okay, Princey Ankita, remember, we will sing happy birthday UGC. 28th December, 1953. Okay, and it became a statutory organization of the government of India by an act of parliament in 1956. Now, let me ask you, what is the name of the present chairman? The professor who sends tweets and gives us heart attacks. The present chairman is Professor Mamidala Jagadish Kumar. Okay, very good. Now, breakdown in verbal communication is described as dash. Is it unevenness, short circuit, entropy, or contradiction? I will give you a clue. Thomas Pynchon has written a short story under this title. Did Thomas Pynchon write unevenness, YouTubers? Did he write shortcut? A short circuit, sorry. No, it is entropy. Entropy is a scientific word. Princey, do you know what is the meaning? It means disorder. Disorder, randomness. It is there in science. And in a nutshell, if I tell you, entropy is the measurement of disorder. How much disorder is there in your life? How much disorder is there in your preparation for the exam? How much disorder is there in your company, etc. So entropy, for example, in 2023, we changed from test to Vallath. Okay, before that, there was an order. That order was disorder, but even then there was some kind of order. And then this transition is very traumatic and difficult. So naturally, there will be high entropy in our company now. You understand what I mean? For example, COVID came. COVID came and there will be high entropy in India. Because, or anywhere in the world, because there'll be so many confusions, disorder, people are traumatized, they don't know what to do. When this happens in language, it is called language entropy. Language entropy is the degree of language-related uncertainty. For example, you are under some emotional stress. We always say when you are angry, don't talk, just keep quiet. And why? Because then high entropy time it is. Do you understand? So when you're emotionally volatile, when you're emotional, there will be high entropy. When you're in a hurry, there will be high entropy. When you are stressed, there will be high entropy. When you are in a multilingual situation, there will be high entropy. Are you able to follow? You go to, I'm a Malayali and I'm in Kerala. No problem. I understand what other people say. But when I go to another place where people speak another language, even if I communicate with them in English, there can still be misunderstanding because of cultural differences. You know, the languages define us in different ways. Linguistic relativity, right? So the higher the entropy, the more unpredictable, the more diverse the information will become. So in modernist literature, we can say there is high entropy because so much plurality, so many meanings, so many perspectives. Are you able to follow? This is the meaning of entropy. You know the trick to study paper 1. It is the same trick of studying linguistics. Do not study linguistics as linguistics alone. Do not study paper 1 as paper 1 alone. Then what should you do? You should mix it with literary theory, history, understanding of literature, with your everyday life. You know, it is because I know literary theory that I'm able to teach paper 1 or linguistics, because I'm able to get a holistic perspective. So when you study also, connect it with your life, with things that you already know, then it will become very easy. And it will not stand out as a paper that you cannot pass. It will become part of your understanding of, literature even. Did you understand? Because the other day I was teaching you formal and informal fallacy, remember? After that, when people talk to me or I speak to people, I'm thinking, array, this is formal fallacy. Array, this is informal fallacy. Like that I'm thinking, right? And when you study maths, series, etc., when you look at telephone numbers, when you look at car numbers, etc., you will start seeing series there. So it is a language. Paper 1 is a language. Maths is a language. These are all the logical reasoning, etc. is philosophy. That's another language. Sometimes you have statistics. That's another language. Right. Now, big question. Maybe Princey can read for us.
Okay, ma'am. So, dash in communication is a type of disturbance in the transmission of a message that interferes with the interpretation of the message due to ambiguity in words, sentences, or symbols used which are not mutually understood. And the options are psychological noise, semantic noise, physical noise, all of these.
Okay, so dash in communication is a type of disturbance. What is the name of that disturbance and what kind of disturbance it is? In the transmission of a message. It interferes with the interpretation of the message. You're unable to understand the message. Why? Due to ambiguity in words, sentences, or symbols used. Because the person who is speaking cannot make the other person understand. The other person cannot understand. So understanding the meaning is the problem here. So what can that be, Ankita?
It is a semantic noise.
Understanding the meaning is called semantic noise. Sometimes I will explain. Sometimes when some people text me in WhatsApp, they will use a lot of WhatsApp spellings. That means not correct spellings. They will leave out some words. And I don't really understand what is the meaning. It's very dangerous, you know. It will create semantic noise. You might not be angry or upset, or, you know, you might not be showing any emotion, but the other person can feel like they are shouting at me. So when you do WhatsApp message, not that I do it, but still I'm warning all of you. When you write WhatsApp messages, people are not seeing your face. People don't hear your voice. So semantic noise can be there because of changes in spelling and lack of punctuation, etc. And also, semantic noise can be due to educational level. For example, haven't you noticed when American professors, big university professors, etc., present papers, when we are beginners and students, we don't understand one thing. You understand? When teacher teaches us in the class, we understand structuralism a little bit. But somebody is presenting a paper on structuralism. Oh my God, nothing you understand. Why? Because of semantic noise. So next time, don't feel inferior. Don't think, I don't know anything. Where will I go? What will I do? Don't worry. Just think, oh, this is semantic noise. Okay, problem solved. Isn't it? Right. So that is a solution to our problems. Now, Ankita, your turn.
Many of wild plants and animals are on the verge of extinction due to which of the following reasons? Habitat destruction, climatic changes, non-availability of food, or none of the above.
Dear friends, actually, many of you will think, "Arey, all three are correct." Because animals, non-availability of food can be there, but non-availability of food is because of habitat destruction. And more than climatic changes, it is definitely habitat destruction that is more dangerous. What is the habitat? Habitat is the place, the original place where a species lives. And there are some species which will not go to any other place. They can live only in that habitat. They are called endemic species. So those species, when their habitat is destroyed, will die out. Many species have already died out. Many are now endangered. Can you think of some endangered species and tell us in the chat box? YouTubers, some endangered species. I will also tell you, the orangutans are endangered species. You have heard and seen, you cannot see, you have heard of monarch butterflies, na? That, what can I say, that sinuous lines are there in monarch butterfly. Then even chimpanzees are going to be extinct if we are not careful. Then there are some kind of rhinos called Sumatran rhinos. There are some pygmy elephants, short elephants. All of you know giant panda, na? Chinese giant panda, all that are undergoing extinction because of lack of proper habitats. So that is very, very bad. We are, the ecodiversity is depleting because of that. And please read about all these things also. There is another topic in paper 1 that is very important and related to this. What is that? It is sustainable goals. Remember, sustainable goals, they are international policy commitments. All countries have decided, okay, we will do this, do this, do this, do this. Like that, sustainable goals 14 and 15, I think, are about life on land and life below water. That means the animals living on land, animals living underwater. Those we have to care for. We have to sustain them. We cannot destroy them. Those are 2 sustainable development goals. All right. So I think that is the last question, isn't it, Princey? I'm asking her because you never know. She might come up with a surprise question.
Yes, ma'am, it is the last one.
Very good. Because exam is around the corner. Maybe people can't take too many surprises. So do one thing. After the exam, we will continue this, right? And then we will give you lots and lots of surprises. So Ankita and Princey, did you like the session?
Yes, ma'am.
I loved it.
I think I'm explaining a little too much. I don't know if I'm boring people. But it's nice to talk about all these things. Things become very clear, isn't it? Yeah. So this is a wonderful session, I think, where we discussed a lot of things. I have learned a lot too along with you. Thank you, everyone. Now, exam is in a few days away. You have a lot of things to do and study. So Saturday, Sunday, we'll take a break. But we have one more question paper ready, and I'm working on it. Let's do that on Monday. What do you say? Yes, we'll do that on Monday then. All right. So Saturday, Sunday, holiday, study time. Okay. See you then. Bye.